No, go to MicroStrategy desktop. MicroStrategy folder, desktop,
Desktop.
again desktop. Yeah.
Okay.
You can, I think Harsha, you need to activate your license. If not, after 7 days it will be expired.
So how do I activate it?
Go to Start, All Programs, MicroStrategy, License Manager.
Okay.
Okay.
Click on the audit, License Administration. Click Next. Next.
It is asking for the new license key. Do I have?
No, you made me as presenter. Wait a minute.
Alright, everyone's able to see my screen, right?
Make it as development.
Okay.
Yeah.
One question. I get no such thing in the license administration.
Who's that?
I get no such screen as Harsha's in the license administration.
So did you activate it for 31 days, I guess?
Oh, it is activated? Oh, okay.
You understand? Did you get the message? Did you get a pop-up like 7 days activation when you open the MicroStrategy?
No, I did not.
That's the reason you did not get it.
So if we have already activated and if we want to change the role to developer, can we do that?
Yeah. That's not required actually.
Okay.
No, we're just making as a 30 days evaluation version. So that particular thing you're doing all this stuff actually. You need to fill all this information. Harsha, you'll be getting a new license key and you need to paste that particular thing here and you need to update it. Or else do one thing, do you have the license key with you now?
Yeah, the one in the mail I got it again.
Again back to the first page. Back. No, click on the installation products. Yeah. Now click on the license administration. You have a third option called update license key there. Click next. Put the license key here. You can also do one thing. You can just apply for a new license key. Yesterday you clicked on a link, right? You remember that?
Yeah.
You can again click on that link. You can get a new license key. The count will start from that day when you got a license key.
Okay, here I just don't have the license key.
No problem. You can do it afterwards. You understand the process, right?
So now if I put the license key, it will go on and activate everything?
Everything, yes.
Okay, alright. Then why do we go another route where activate server installation?
That one you need to get it like, if you don't have a license key, you need to click that activate server license key.
Okay, because I already have it, I'm doing this. Okay,
exactly.
You want me to change the presenter?
Not required actually.
No.
Cancel this page, go to your desktop. No, not that one. You already opened MicroStrategy. Wait. The background one. Click on the view. After file, edit, click on the view. Yeah. No. Just a minute. Click on the view again. Shortcut bar. Folder list. Check those things. Again go to view and click on the folder list.
Okay. Now we can figure out.
Can you create a project now? How to create a project?
Creating the file.
You remember that? How to create a project?
Yeah,
No.
go
How to?
schema.
No, I'm asking you. Please create a project.
Go to schema.
So once again, minimize everything.
Okay. Fix it.
Guys, please do follow this. This is a minimum requirement. You should know. Okay. So minimize everything. Okay. Now, before getting into these things, do I need to create a project or project source? That's what an important thing. Oh, can you open the desktop? I did not ask you to minimize that. I'm sorry. Now, when I say minimize everything, minimize the projects actually. Yeah. So I'm going to create a new project here. To do that, go to the schema on the top after tools. Okay. Now, before that, no, don't create it. Expand the project. Expand the project itself, not the project sources. Yeah. Now go to schema. You are creating a project underneath that one. You haven't expanded the one which is highlighted actually. Yeah.
Okay. Now got it.
Got it? Now,
Yep.
click on that. Create a project. You remember the yesterday's class, right? So
Yes.
go ahead and do it. Everyone, please do this because we need to be in a sync. Just give the name as development or QA or prod, whatever you want.
Okay.
Not required.
Okay. They come out and log in as
Cancel
admin.
that. Create it again. Use the name as dev. Click OK. Click OK. Cancel this. Cancel the project. How did you log in it? Can you right click on the analyticals? No, not that one. The blue color highlighted. Right click on that. Disconnect. Disconnect. The first option.
Disconnect from project source.
Double click. Give the name as administrator. If you are a user, you cannot create a project. Click OK now. Okay. Now go to schema. Create a project. Click on that. Give the name. Guys, please do follow this. If you have any questions, let me know. Click OK. Okay, it's creating a project. After that, go to the warehouse catalog, pull one or two tables, do the same thing what I did yesterday.
Okay. So is this project stored in a local location on this box, wherever I'm working?
That is stored on the server.
Okay.
And that server will be available where exactly you give me a server name in a real time.
Okay. So real time it will be in the server location. So on my desktop I won't have any of this.
You will have, when you connect to that particular server, you can see that.
Yeah.
If you
Okay.
connect to that project will have that particular server name into it, right?
Yes.
Click
Yes.
on the tables. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Give it as a tutorial data.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have MS Access?
On this box, this is a new PC. I don't know on this laptop.
So
I'm not
do
sure.
one thing, pull all the tables here.
Pull everything.
Save and close it. Save and close it. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
So every time a developer wants to develop a project, it's only an administrator who actually creates it first.
Yes. At least a schema, an architect can also do it.
Okay, and admin or an architect has to set it up for.
Okay, click OK.
Okay.
Click OK.
Okay. So it means only an architect or administrator will have to set up the project before any developer can do anything.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay.
Now click OK. Don't create any tags there.
Okay.
Go to dev. You are seeing the dev after customer analysis.
Mm-hmm.
Click on that.
Mm-hmm.
Go to schema object. Now,
So
click on the tables folder. Is everyone following, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So click on the tables folder. Now, I'm going to talk about warehouse catalog today, and probably if you require, like, this few couple of interview questions also available. So go to schema on the top and click on the warehouse catalog. Warehouse catalog, Arthur Architect.
mm-hmm. Just curious. So all the other objects in the tree already are they like custom made?
Sorry, can you come again?
So in the MicroStrategy catalog, here's what I have dev here, right?
Yes.
Which we have created. The other ones, financial reporting, human resource,
Those
MicroStrategy.
things are actually, when you buy a software, it's an evaluation version by default, you'll get all these projects actually.
Okay, those are like for that kind of industry, financial or human resource, they have some custom
Yes,
made.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
Now, maximize this warehouse catalog page. Right click on the LU brand table. Guys, please do listen carefully because I am going to cover each and every single point here. The first option shows remove the table from MicroStrategy environment. See, once you have pulled the table into MicroStrategy, you build reports, dashboards, etc. If you remove it, all the dependencies will impact the same thing. So you cannot delete a report from delete a table from MicroStrategy once it is, once it is into the MicroStrategy project. Okay?
So if it's deleted, we want to re-add it.
Table, you have to delete the dependencies first.
Okay.
Okay.
Without deleting the dependencies, you cannot delete it, right?
No. In the sense, you can forcefully delete it, but that will impact your rest of the reports or objects in MicroStrategy.
Okay. Okay. And if a developer deletes this, to add this back, only admin or architect can do it.
Developer cannot even open these warehouse catalog. Only an architect can do it.
Okay.
By default, administrator as well. Click on the second one, table structure. So basically, you will be seeing the database view of this table. What are the columns? What are the data types? Okay. This is a dimension table for brand. You are seeing this one. Cancel this. Right click on the table again. update structure. This is very important. Just hold on, give me a minute, okay? 1 minute. Yeah. Can you give me keyboard and mouse access? On the top right side, you see that keyboard access. Give it to me. Okay. So I'll show you now. Right click on the table. So why this update structure is important? This is very important for your regular activities in MicroStrategy and also very important interview questions. Let's say, for example, this brand table is available in your MicroStrategy project since 2 years, and you have been using this table in n number of reports, n number of objects and dashboards. And suddenly what business has decided to add a new column to it. Just now you have seen only 2 columns are available in this table. Suddenly business asks you to add a new column at the database level. Data model has implemented in the project data model. After that, DBA created, changed the structure, and the etc. logic will be added by ETL team. Now you were supposed to use that particular thing. Once the column is available, the new column, you will see the table here, and also here also. But the right side table will have 2 columns because it's in a MicroStrategy environment. Here the database table will have 3 columns. Okay. To obtain the new column, you cannot send this back to here. You understand? Because you have thousands of dependencies on this table. That time, you click on the update structure, automatically the 3rd column will be appended to this. In the sense, added to this. You understand?
Okay, yeah, got it.
So any name changes?
Anu?
Yes, got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Hello?
Yeah.
Existing column name changes or any data type changes for existing columns will also be
You
updated.
can update a structure.
Okay.
But you should make sure it's not impact your dependencies. If that is the case, it will be a big problem.
Yes, you can make integers into varchar, things like that. Right?
Yes. Now, the other one is you can see the sample data here. Okay. Now, this is what our data would be in this table. Next. Calculate a row count. How many number of rows are available? 275. Okay. This is for visual purpose. Okay. Table prefix. You might be having schema names. Am I right? Database name prefix to the each and every table. Is it true?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what it is. You can add a table name here, or schema name here in MicroStrategy as well. Or else you can import the prefix from the database one. Okay? And this option talks about database instance. So what database instance it is? Tutorial database instance. Okay? So primary and secondary database instance can also be stored here. But usually will not go with a secondary one. Okay? So this is all about warehouse catalog. Do anyone have any questions?
One quick question, Pawan. So when we do a update structure, whatever data that is present in the new column that is being added, will that also carry over, or is it just the structure of the table gets updated?
Come again?
Like when we have a column added to an existing table by business, and if we do an update structure, will it also bring the data within this column, or just the column structure?
MicroStrategy will not store the data into it apart from intelligent cubes. Okay, and that was introduced in 9 version. Later, before 9 version, there is no concept of storing a data. Whenever you want to deal with the data, you run the report. These objects will capture data from database and show it in the report. That's it. There is no in-memory BI concept in MicroStrategy apart from business, intelligent cubes. Okay, it only talks about structure of the tables and holding that particular data of those structured, you create objects here, and that's what it deals with. Make sense?
Okay. Yep.
Now save and close it, Harsha.
Pawan, the other question is, when we did an example yesterday, we picked only 2 tables when we were creating a new project. But when I go to warehouse catalog now, I can actually see all the tables in the schema. So even though we picked only 2, the 2 is just for the which is already being used, or how does it work?
I didn't understand your question. Let me ask you. You pulled only two tables, but once you are into,
say, as an example, when we created a new
project.
A new project called QA, or I forgot which one we did yesterday.
Yeah.
Looked at, and we picked only one LU.
I do remember 2 tables, 1 dimension and fact table. Tell me.
Yeah, but when we pull that, but we are able to see, when I go to schema objects and I'm doing data warehouse catalog, I'm able to see all the tables that are in the tutorial database.
It could not be possible. If you remember, I opened the tutorial, schema objects table folder. You have seen 2 tables there. Then what I did, I pulled all the tables next time. That's the reason you are able to see it, I guess.
Okay.
We did not restrict it to 2 tables. We pulled everything. I did it.
Okay.
I do remember that, but you can try it once again. Okay? Now, so the key part came here, we first see about tables. So let's see any table, any dimension table. Let's talk about the category table. Okay? This is a category table. Right click on this category table, you see edit option. Okay? When you edit this particular table, if you are a developer or an architect with limited privileges, you get read only. You will not get edit option. Okay? Now, see, there are 2 views in the table in MicroStrategy. One is a physical view, is nothing but a database view. Okay? This database view will exactly replicate how the table structure in the database. What are the IDs, description columns, and what is the data types, etc., etc. Okay? The logical view replicates, or you can say it talks about MicroStrategy view, in the sense it's a logical representation of the database table columns. Okay, once nothing is available here because you haven't created anything on the database table columns. Okay, you need to create it to see these things, and whenever you add a single column to it, the logical size will be calculated, and this logical size is calculated by total number of attributes in the fact table position. And for this, they have an algorithm, and we don't require that algorithm, to be frank. Okay? No one will ask you about the algorithm, because people who they don't know regarding that algorithm, who will be asking you. They may ask you just what is the logical size and how it is calculated. Okay? Now, you can preserve the size, logical size, without increasing, because whenever you add 1 column, 2 column, it will be increased. You can restrict that without increasing by clicking this checkbox. Preserve the logical size when updating a schema. Okay? Now,
that means, that means you are inheriting all the properties of each column. That is, here it is n varchar, so you are getting the varchar and everything. So, but you can also increase the size to, instead of 50 to 100.
No. logical size is not a data type size. Logical size is which was related to MicroStrategy. I'll tell you about that. I'll talk about those things also. Okay. Now this is a tables part. Click no. I'm going to attributes now. Okay. Right click. Guys, please do follow this attribute. Okay. I can create the objects in this way. Right click, new, I can see these options, but I can still see these options in different ways. I can go here, I see the same list, or else I can go to file, I can go to new, I can see the same list. The easiest way I do normally is right click here, new, go to attributes. Create an attribute. Okay. So basically you're creating an attribute means dimension on top of a database column. Okay. Which table you want to pick when you're creating a dimension that should be from a dimension table. You're creating an attribute that should be from a dimension table. So what are the dimension tables? I just talked about the brand table. Let's take a brand attribute. And this table has got 2 columns. What happened? It got Heinemann. Hello?
Yes.
It got stuck.
What do you want? You're saying it's got stuck, it's not able to do anything?
Can you cancel this?
Okay, let's
Oh, not even anything in your machine? Yeah, that's fine. Cancel it. Cancel.
you want me to do it again?
Yeah, right click and create an attribute. Okay. Select the brand table, LU brand table. Okay, you see the brand ID, brand description. Remember, this is very important. You need to create always any attribute on the ID. Okay? Because MicroStrategy deals with IDs, not with descriptions. You can still create a attribute with description also, but the best practice says is each and every ID should be followed, like any description should followed by ID. That will be performance wise, everything will be faster. Okay? Now, because few descriptions cannot have a data, but ID will have it. It's kind of a primary key. Okay? Now, double click on the ID. It got added into the folder. Okay? Now, you have 2 options here, automatic and manual. We'll see about these things. This is very important. When you say automatic, what are all the tables available in MicroStrategy project with brand ID, everything will be coming to picture. Okay, everything is checked here, and whatever the tables you picked here, this would be your lookup table. If you use this attribute in a report, data will be pulled from this table. Okay, let's do it automatic now. Click OK. You see here, brand is a primary key in brand table, and you pull this column from brand table. That's the reason it's in bold color. It's a lookup table now. But this brand attribute is available in n number of other tables as foreign key. That's the reason everything is automatically checked here. You can pull the data from items table also. You just make it as select this, set as a lookup. You see here, if you use this attribute in a report, the data will be pulled from item, but here the data is a foreign key. It may be a null, it may be repeated values. But let's make sure it should pull from brand table. Okay? And these things are very simple things. It says ID, and you have different categories in MicroStrategy. ID, description, none. You have data types. Different data types. You don't need to touch these things. Sorry?
Yeah, on categories used, ID I understand it's any key. Description will be some whatever the brand name is or any varchar. What is none? Can we have like attribute with no description?
I'll come to that. So basically whatever it considered, this is what it automatically takes. You can change this if you want. Okay, click OK now. If you see here, you have created an ID in MicroStrategy. This ID is created on the brand ID column, and this is available in these many tables. This is the main table. Okay, now save and close it. Just give a brand as an ID. Now, please do remember this, or please make a note of it. This is very important. Whenever you create or modify or update whatever you do for schema objects inside this folders under the schema, you need to update the schema. Unless or until you update a schema, this attribute will not sync with the brand ID column in the database. Make sense, everyone? Now, how to update a schema? Go to schema. You have an option called update schema here. But the simple way to do is you have a shortcut symbol here. Click on this. It says update a schema. All these operations will be performed. Basically, these three need to be checked. If you want specifically need to recalculate cache, purge element cache, you can do this, but it's not required. Okay, update it. Now it's updated. Now let me show you the manual stuff. Right click, okay, attribute, okay, still the same table, same column again. I'll not do the description because you will be doing it. I'll make as a manual now. Click OK. Look at it, nothing is being checked here. You see here, you need to check it which one you required manually. Click this one. If you don't want anything, don't check it. But if this attribute need to be used with item and brand, these are supposed to be checked actually. Okay? This is a manual. That's the only difference you have here. Okay? Cancel this.
So if you need to change something, do you need to delete an already created attribute?
Sorry, come again.
If you need to change something, suppose you did a manual pull before and now you need everything else, do you need to delete that attribute?
Not required, you need to change it, modify it,
okay.
Update it.
Okay.
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 Now, do remember one thing, whenever you do anything, please do follow the folder structure. Create attributes in attributes, facts in facts, and respective folders. But I'm supposed to create a report that should be in public objects. But for an example, I'm showing here itself. Right click, new, report. Remember, for each and every object, you will be creating a report and checking whether we are pulling the same, we have done a good work or not. In the sense, is this attribute is really coming from brand table? Is it a brand column? You need to check it, okay? But it's not required for each and every attribute. For your best practice, you do it regularly, okay? So this is a plain report, and you see here schema objects folder, attributes is there, or else you can directly click on an attribute here. You see a brand attribute, okay? Right click on this, you see add to rows, columns, page by, or else if you double click on this, it directly comes to a row, okay? It will be added to row. Once it is available, you need to run this report. You have an option here. This is the edit mode of a report, means design. This is a design view, okay? Now, you see a grid view and a SQL view. Graph is not there just because you don't have x-axis and y-axis two columns. Now, remember, the very important thing, whenever you create a report in MicroStrategy, you should see the SQL view then grid view. Don't look at the data directly. See the SQL view and understand how it is generated. Is this getting unnecessary joins? If you get a cross join, put that report in a dustbin. Okay? SQL view. What it says, you're hitting a brand table, select brand ID from LU brand. So what you have done is a correct one. Okay. Now, look at the grid view. You're just seeing the SQL. It did not pull the data from database now. Now it's pulling it when you click the grid view. You got all the brand IDs. Okay. Now see the SQL view. You will see a big SQL in the sense, like, with more information. What did it say? It looked for a cache, no cache available. Look for a query engine, SQL engine, analytical engine. You remember the first day class? I told all these things. Okay. Now, when I was talking about the architecture, it pulled the table. Okay. Pull the column from this table. This is what a report. You understand, guys?
I got it. One question, when you said when you create the report and look at the SQL view, and is it possible that the SQL that it generates could not be optimal and we have to change it, or we just have to go by what it creates?
You can always change the SQL which was generated by MicroStrategy, but in 100%, very rare scenarios will be doing it when you're dealing with huge data. In the sense, the example I think I've already given you, I'm dealing with a 6 billion records fact table. Okay. What happens if we put 10 filters on that table? 10 where clauses.
Okay.
It will die. In the sense, you will not get a report executed after 20 minutes or 15 minutes. Remember one thing, in MicroStrategy, a report, if it is running for more than 2 to 3 minutes, means it has got some problem.
Okay.
Report should not work that much time, because we do have a dashboards with 100 reports, and that will not take hardly at a max of 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, that's the optimization techniques you need to use if you are dealing with a huge fact table. Those are called VLDB properties, and we are going to see them. Okay,
That's more advanced, right?
not exactly, where you do a performance tuning.
Okay.
So you can see here. I can show you data, VLDB properties. You can use this in different stages. If you people are from Oracle background, you might be knowing about SQL hints. So you can use a SQL hint here while executing a parallel processing if you are dealing with Oracle. If you are dealing with a Teradata, it's a huge database, then you may create a join indexes, materialized views kind of thing. Someone called me?
Yes, real quick. So you are saying where can we edit the SQL in case we need to change it?
Probably it will be, to be frank, it's premature to ask, but any case I can show you now, because we haven't come to that stage. It's the last topics I'll be talking about. Anyways, I'll show you.
Okay.
So there are a lot of things regarding this. Not only VLDB properties, you can change it on many places. Okay. So this is how you create attribute, and I want you people to create attribute. Just create a sample folder today. Don't disturb this folder structure. Inside attributes, just create a practice and create whatever column you want, but make sure whatever you created, pull that main table, main column. Don't create brand table from category, brand column from category table, or item column from brand table. Make sure you do it the same way. Create ID description for all the attributes today. Tomorrow we'll see different things called simple attribute with, this is a simple attribute, but simple attribute with multiple columns, compound attribute, heterogeneous mapping, and column alias or attribute role. We'll be seeing this. After that, we'll be talking about table alias. Okay.